All right. Here we go. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and fellow guests, it's a pleasure to be here today talking about a topic that is very, very near and dear to me. DJing 101. Freak during the week, or freak on the weekends, geek during the week, freak on the weekends. Why is that? Because we're the tech masters. And tech masters, I'm a technical person, and I'm a database architect, data analyst, data developer, etc. All these different terms you can call me. But during the week, I got to sit down at a desk and be kind of prototypical, kind of geeky kind of a guy and not do much. It's not very exciting. But during the weekends, starting about, 18 years ago, I became a mobile DJ. I started working for a company called Jukebox Express. And I worked for a gentleman who basically, he ran like 5 or 6 different DJ systems. And he had like 10 DJs. And it was basically get shows or weddings, mostly weddings, some, class reunions, different parties, anniversaries, etc. Mostly weddings, though. So he was looking for guys that were kind of outgoing, that could go up there and spin a record or two and be kind of the host of the party and this or that. So I went into that, and I loved it. I worked for him for a few years, and people were calling up saying, "We saw this Hans at your show. We really like this guy. We'd like to have him do a show for us." So I started putting 2 and 2 together after a while, and I was like, why would I work for this guy? Same thing like consultants, right? If you're working for a company and you're good, why not go out on your own? So that's basically what I did. In 1998, I asked the owner of Jukebox Express if I could buy the equipment that I was using. He obliged me, probably charged me too much at the time, but long story short is I bought all the equipment and I started my own company. So today I'm going to tell you about how to run a DJ company and how, what the very essentials are for what you need to do this. It's very simple. A lot of this is going to be very, very, logical to you. But it's what you need to have this if you want to be a DJ. So the first thing you want to do is put together a planner. Because every show is different. Every customer is different. I've sat with probably, 400 brides, or bride-to-bees in the last 18 years. Well, mostly since the late 90s. But you can imagine brides. You think your project managers are difficult. Yeah. You think some other people. When you work with brides who are very, very nervous about their upcoming wedding, it can be very difficult. So I'm proud to say that I work with many brides successfully. So what we do is we go over this planner. I typically meet with the bride and the groom, sometimes their parents, sometimes the bridesmaid, or two, and we go over this. And this is very, very simple. It just goes over the names. What do you want the mood of your reception to be like? What do you want the first song to be, your second song, etc.? So this is essential. I give them this, and they would go home and fill this out, send it back to me about a week before the wedding, and then we would go over it. Next thing they have, what else do you need at a wedding? You need music. You need music for all ages, right? You can't be a DJ and not have music. Otherwise, you just sit there and I'm not going to sing, right, myself. So I have music. So every bride and groom would get a song list. And I categorize my song by basically the years, the decades, and the styles, 40s and so on. There's a lot more to this, but you get the idea. So they would highlight songs. They say pick out 40 to 50 songs. In a typical 4-hour dance reception, I can play most of those, and along with requests. You got to mix in the requests as well. Grandma comes up and she wants to hear some polka. You have to play that. So another imperative is a DJ song list for you. Okay. As a DJ, if I get a request, somebody comes up to me, I would bring my laptop to every show, and I didn't put all the music onto my laptop like a lot of DJs do nowadays. I used all CDs, but I needed to look for the songs, because I had hundreds of CDs. I needed to be able to find where the song was right away. So this would help me do that. And I knew basically after so many shows where everything was, so this was very helpful. A contract. You got to make money. Your Saturdays are busy, so I work mostly Saturdays and Fridays. So a contract was a binding agreement between myself and the bride and the groom that would, just basically I'm going to work for them and they're going to pay me. So this is very important. The next thing you need is equipment. This is my DJ system. That nice neon light sign made. It's presentable. There's some DJs I've seen that have there's no table skirt. There's nothing. It's not good looking, if you will. So it's nice to look presentable, and that was my system. Go over some of the equipment that I had there, equalizer, I use all CDs like I mentioned, some nice bass bottom speakers and high tweeter speakers. Well, last but not least, certainly, is customers, right? How did I get these customers? I did a bridal fair back in 1999. At that show, I was offering a really good price, and I got like 35 customers, 35 events just in that one event. And I was lucky enough to charge a good price. So then, about 2 years after that, I was doubling my price because I was getting so many customers from my customers that I had previously. Comment cards are very important. You get that feedback. I was starting to meet with customers. I was very fortunate in that every customer that I met with would pretty much sign me right there. They'd come to my home. We'd sit down for about a half an hour to an hour. I'd go over a presentation kind of like this with them, and they would, sign the contract right there. So I was very fortunate to be able to sell my services. These are just some pictures I've had over the years. People dancing, having a good time. You think I get nervous at something like this? You don't get nervous. I don't know why. I feel more nervous now talking to you because I have to articulate and be on that. When you're DJing, hey, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're in this song coming up right now. You're kind of like talking like that. So this is harder to do, as you guys well are aware of. So to sum up, let me look at some more pictures here. To run a DJ business, you have to be, a little outgoing. I think all of us here have that if you ever wanted to do it. But it's a fun part-time job to have. I'm going to encourage my son to do this when he gets older, and my daughter. But, because it's great to make money in your 20s. And basically, once again, you need a name. The name of my company is Your Request. You need a planner, as I showed you. You need music for all ages. Don't just get that, Baby Got Back. You have to play some different stuff. A song list for a customer and for you at the DJ. You also need a contract. You want to make money. And equipment. I'll tell you what, I made a lot of cum show over the years. The customers like me, so at the end of the night, they had to pay me a check. A lot of times there was extra cum shot on that for me, so that was a nice little side thing. And customers, most importantly, happy customers. You do all this, then naturally you're going to have fun. And I'm a semi-retired geek during the week, and I'm a semi-retired freak in the weekends. I'm a full-time geek in the week still, though. So anyway, thank you, Toastmasters.